welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, and that is going to be your top 10 shows on Netflix. So some of them you might have heard of, some of them you might not have heard of. Not all of them are Netflix originals. I don't even know if I have that many on my list, but most of them you can find on cable as well. If you're behind, then Netflix kind of like your go-to way to go back and watch or rewatch or whatever you want to do. So we're gonna go from the bottom to the top. So number 10 would be The Fosters. The Fosters was an amazing show. It is now completely over with, but you can still watch it on Netflix. The Fosters is a very special two women out taking care of the world, pretty much. You have a mom that is a police officer, and then you have a mom that is a principal at the school. They found each other after a way of realizing that this is who they wanted to be, and the police officer already had her own child from her previous relationship, and then they adopted 4 more beautiful children into their family, and they've had so many different struggles with each and every kid, raising them differently. Their adopted kids growing up in different situations, even their own grown up just in a different light, different perspective. It shows so many different and wonderful things about adoption, and it's very inspiring. Going through so many different struggles, and in the end coming as one big happy family. It is an absolutely amazing show. Number 9. So this one is a really good one. Number 9 is Blue Bloods. So Blue Bloods is a cop lawyer based show. You have your one big happy family that each one of their children, the mother did pass away, but the father is the chief of police, and his father was the chief of police, and he has a detective child, he has a police officer child, and their daughter is an attorney for the state's office. But it was so much more about their family based. You know, they were a super knit family. They had Sunday dinners every Sunday. They went to church together every Sunday. They had each other's back no matter the circumstance of what was happening with their careers or with their children. They pretty much always stuck together and found a way to help each other out no matter what. And I think that's relatively why I like the show, because it was so family based. Number 8. Okay, so number 8 is going to be Orange is the New Black. And who hasn't heard of Orange is the New Black? Everybody has. Orange is the New Black is a little bit crazy of a show. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I surely do enjoy it. I think it comes from the outer span of being in prison and what it's like for the women in prison. It has so many things that are too crazy and beyond belief, but it goes by each and every one of their backgrounds and their stories. Eventually you get to the part where it's thrilling and it's exciting and you don't know what's gonna happen next season. They have 1 season left that's actually about to come on Netflix. They go through so many struggles of everyday life of being in prison, and the stories of how they got there and how they continue to fight to get out, and how to survive in, and who they can trust and who can't they trust, and their wild stories of even just being and waking up every day in a prison. But it's also very funny, other than heartwarming. There's a lot of funny, inspirational moments that you can get from Orange is the New Black. It shows that everybody individually has their own story, and you shouldn't judge someone by its cover, because you don't know what brought them in, and you don't know how long they're in, and you just don't know someone until you know the background of somebody. And I think Orange is the New Black kind of sets the back touch, the back tone for finding everyone's story. Number 7. So number 7 is another family-based show, and it's called Parenthood. It wasn't a very popular show. It is now over now, but I found it to be amazing. I like shows that have a different meaning to things. So this one was a very close, again, tight-knit family. There's 3 kids, and they had grandkids, and they were just going through the everyday life of everyday struggles. And one of them had breast cancer, and it was her whole journey of what she went through, her emotions, her feelings, how she survived that terrible time in her life, and different treatment plans, and how her family just brought them close together. Number 6 would have to be a really, really good show, and that is Dexter. Dexter got me. Dexter, at first I was like, it took me like a couple episodes to kind of get into Dexter, but ultimately Dexter was fantastic, and he was a serial killer. He worked in the DA's office, and he worked in the DA's office. He was a crime scene analyzer, and he killed people that murdered people. Like, he killed bad people. He would pick someone out that did something terrible and kill him. He was actually adopted, and both his parents had passed away, so he just had his sister, and his sister was also a police officer, and it's just his everyday struggle of living life as a serial killer. Number 5 is The Walking Dead. I mean, come on, everybody knows about The Walking Dead, the walking zombies, their whole journey of living with the world dead around them, and how they survived each and every day, and losing people and gaining people, trying to gain people's trust, and trying to trust other people, and the different communities, and the people, and the adventures of just all those walkers and all those people is pretty great. Just literally, you can't stop watching the TV. Walking Dead is a phenomenal show, but a lot of people already know that. But if you didn't, go watch Walking Dead. Number 4 is in one of my all-time favorite shows, and that's Gilmore Girls. Come on! I grew up watching Gilmore Girls. It is a mother and daughter duo. She had her daughter very, very young, and they've been close ever since. Her relationship with her parents haven't always been fantastic, and they go like a roller coaster up and down, but it's their journey of her being a single parent, and the relationship that she has with her daughter throughout everything in her love life, her daughter's love life, and her relationship with her parents, and the everyday struggles. But it is such a beautiful, beautiful thing, the relationship that they actually do have. It was such an amazing show. They also now have a year in a life, I think it's like 10 years into the future, and they go through an hour for each season of the year, so it's a year in the life with them. And if you haven't watched that, you should totally watch that after you watch the whole series of the Gilmore Girls, but it's one of my all-time favorite shows. Number 3 is Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl. That kept me intrigued every single show. It's very hard to stop watching it. It is literally pretty much the premise is a group of teenagers. They're still in high school. They live in the Upper East Side of Manhattan, and they're rich. You know, they're living their best private school life. There is a couple of the main characters that live in the Lower East Side that don't come from a lot of money. but have gained a lot of show time, and they're a huge part of the show and what that other half lives like. But there's someone out there named Gossip Girl that is ruining a lot of people's lives. It's this column, and it's like a gossip column, obviously, and they're just spying on them and getting all the good dirt and spreading it out to everybody to see. There's no secrets. No, there's no secrets. Everyone's trying to find out who this is, or why is this person ruining our life? Why is this person spying on us? But it's also a really good show in its presence of itself. Number 2, these two I really went back and forth. But number 2 would have to be Riverdale. It's a recently new show. I think there's 3 seasons out of it, 3. I personally love Riverdale. There's some really good actors and actresses in it, but again, it's a really small town, and they're dealing with like shootings, biker gangs, fraud, serial killers, killers in general, family drama, cults, just this group of kids, their parents' past is like duplicating itself into the present. So it's happening, what happened to their parents is now happening to their kids, and it's coming into light more and more. It's just so interesting to see. Like, it's like you're glued to the screen. Like, when I heard it was their next season was coming out, and I knew the day, I was like, come on, Netflix, come on. I'm pretty much obsessed with Riverdale. It's very unfortunate that the main actor, one of the main actor's fathers, from back in the day, 90210, did recently pass away, and then it's very sad. So I'm not sure what that does for the show in general. But it's still an amazing show, and I'm pretty sure they will do something amazing in the show with him. Alright guys, last but not least, the best show around, number 1 is Vampire Diaries. And if you see my theme here, you kinda know what's going on. So Vampire Diaries is about vampires. 2 brothers are from this very small town, and they have come back into the light, and one's the bad boy and one's the sweetheart of the century, and they meet Elena Gilbert, and well, it's sort of a long story, don't you think? But it just shows the struggles of being a vampire in real life, and their background with the town, and how long they've even been in existence. One of her friends also is a witch, so there's presence on witches and vampires, and how they all are living in the same community. It's a show that is also, it's different. I mean, not anymore. There's a lot of shows about vampires and zombies and stuff, but Vampire Diaries took the cake for me on vampire and witches. They also have another show called The Originals that happened kind of before Vampire Diaries ended, and I'm not completely done with that yet, but that's also a really good show. It shows their story, because you don't really get it much in the Vampire Diaries. And then they have another one that came out called The Legacies, which is a continuation of, you'd have to watch Vampire Diaries. But that is my top 10 favorite Netflix shows that you should go right now and save them to your list, because you will not regret it. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in today's video. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!